All right, I think it's time for us to get started. You have your browsers, you have your editors, you know about CodePen, you know a little bit about what HTML is and the fact that it's on every single website, without exception. Now it's time for us to actually start sort of understanding and writing some HTML ourselves. And the best way to do that is to actually jump right into it. So I'm going to open up my editor called VS Code, and I am simply going to start writing out HTML elements. I'm going to explain these as I write them out. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to give you a task where you're going to have to do something along these lines as well. Now in this video, I'm also going to show you how to save an HTML file and how to open it in your browser. So I have VS Code open here, and it's going to give me a bunch of different options in here. And I just want to click New File. Or you can go up to File and click New. Let's click New File in here, and you can see it's just called Untitled. And that's totally okay. We're going to save this a little bit later. So let's just put something in here. Let's put Hello World, and I'll make that text a little bit bigger for you to see. And let's go ahead and save that. So I'm going to hit Command S. If you're on Windows, you can hit Control S, or you can always go up to File and then Save or Save As. So I'm going to hit Command S. I'm going to go to my desktop. I have a folder called Website, and I am simply going to call this paragraph.html and save. And that's it. And so now I can actually see in VS Code, I have this option turned on. It's called breadcrumbs, where I'm in the users folder, the Caleb Tallien folder, desktop folder, website folder, and I have a file called paragraph.html. Now we want to create a few different elements here, but we need to understand what an element is. So an element, whenever you open up a browser, you're going to see a lot of these, div, stuff in here, something like that, or you're going to see a paragraph, stuff in here. And we need to sort of understand what this is and what this is. So these are called elements, and there are tons and tons and tons of them, and you do not need to, by any means, remember all of them. You just don't have to. There's far too many of them, and really we're just getting started right now, so don't forget, just take it easy. We're going to learn this nice and slow. So to create a paragraph, we are going to create a tag, and it looks like this. It's just a P, so it's a less than sign, the letter P for paragraph, and the greater than sign. That's it. And this is called an element. Actually, that's called a tag, technically. An element is this whole thing here. It's the opening and closing tag. So this is the tag. This is our opening tag. And we tend to close most HTML elements with a closing tag. So a paragraph, for instance, would have a closing tag. And to put text in here, we simply just put a space and we say anything in here. And now we have a paragraph that says anything in here. Now, as we get into HTML, we're going to see things like attributes as well. So we're going to see like class is called class name. We might have an ID. We might have a title. We might have something like that. But for now, let's not worry about all of that stuff. Let's just worry about elements. So we have an element here with a text that says anything in here. In fact, I'm going to change that to good old-fashioned hello world. That's sort of the de facto way of saying, hey, I'm brand new to this, and let's see if this works. Now I have this file saved, and I don't know how to open this or view any of my work. Right now, it's just a text file. I've saved it as paragraph.html, but I don't actually know how to open it. Now there are two ways to do this. You can go to File, Open, or hit Command O or Control O if you're on Windows. So I'm going to hit Control O, and if I just go to my desktop, I open up my website in there, I have paragraph.html, and I can open that. That's CodePen saying, do you want to leave? Yep, I do want to leave. That's unsaved. That's okay. And we can see in here it just says hello world at the very top. So that's option number one. Option number two is you can open up your File Explorer, your Finder. So I'm just going to open up my Finder. And it's already on my desktop. I open up Website, Paragraph, right-click on the file. And again, it looks like .html. That .html extension is very important. Right-click, and then I could open with Safari, which is what my MacBook wants me to open it with. I don't want to do that. I want to open it up with Firefox. So I'm going to open it up with Firefox, and you can see it's the exact same file. So there's two ways to open a file here. And at this point, you're going to need to know how to do that. Because HTML doesn't run on a server, we don't go to www.yourwebsite.com/paragraph.html. We just don't do that, not yet. For now, we need to find a way to open this file. And it looks ugly. File, :// users / Caleb Taulian / desktop / website / paragraph.html. Looks terrible. And that's no way to live your life. So just open up your browser, hit Command O, and you'll be able to find your file. Or if you're on Windows, you can always hit Control O, or just go up to File and hit File Open. So now we have some text. And by the way, that's really all there is to writing HTML. So I'm going to open up VS Code again, and I'm going to write, I'm just going to make something bold. So this is bold text. And then I'm also going to make something italic. This is italic text, and let's put that on different lines. And we're going to get into like different lines and how to make things bold and how to make things italic. We're going to get into all of that in their own separate videos, so don't feel like you have to learn this right away. So I just opened up paragraph.html. I added some bold text, some italic text, and this is just an example. Now when I open up Firefox with paragraph.html open, I can just hit refresh. So I'll go up here, hit refresh. This is bold text, this is italic text. And that is actually all there is to writing HTML. It's basically just this over and over and over again. We can add paragraphs, we can add images, we can add dummy elements, we can add video and audio and all sorts of things. So at this point, really, we just need to know how to make a basic paragraph. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. And as your task for this particular lesson, what I would like you to do is open up your editor, whichever editor it is. Maybe you're using CodePen, that's okay. Just open up codepen.io. Maybe you're like me and you want to use VS Code. Open up VS Code, create a new file, make a new paragraph. Remember, it's the opening bracket and then a P and then the closing bracket. Type hello world and then do opening bracket / P closing bracket, or less than and greater than signs respectively. Save that as your paragraph.html, and then go open up your favorite browser, whichever one you want to use. I'm using Firefox, maybe you want to use Chrome, Safari, or Edge, it doesn't really matter. Open up the file by going to File, Open, and then just open up, or just, I guess, select paragraph.html. So your task is to create paragraph.html with a paragraph in here that says hello world. Don't worry about spacing or anything like that. Just make it look like mine and make sure that it can open up in your browser. And that's it. Once you're done that, head on over to that next lesson and we're going to learn a little bit more